Minion checking in. Today we're going to reinstate a member. This is a common task required of DOs and DCs. So what has happened is Axiom Prime has contacted me directly, and he is a former honorable dischargee. So what he has done is he's gotten on and found out who the DC was for the game he wants to join, which is Ghost Recon Phantoms, which is my division, and he sent me an email and told me that he wants to return. And the first thing you do when you're reinstating someone is you make sure that they can attend all the mandatory trainings, because if they aren't able to attend your mandatory trainings, then it's pointless to reinstate them. But he says he's an EU player and he's able to attend mandatory trainings, which we have on Monday for our EU battalion, and that's fantastic. So I think I initially thought he was an NA player, and he corrected me, so that's excellent as well. So what we're going to do is reinstate him. There's two ways to get to his dossier. The first is just click on his name here, because he's contacted me directly. If I didn't have that, I can click on that and it'll go right to his dossier. If I didn't have that, I keep mentioning this trick because it's going to stick if I keep mentioning it. So I go to my own dossier, and I can type in Axiom Prime, which is his call sign. You replace your call sign in your own dossier with the member you're trying to find, and that's how you can shortcut if you don't have a link to their dossier. So I can see here on his dossier he was discharged honorable, and I can reload the page to get these officer notes to come up. And it defaults to movement, so there's his movement. If I click on officer notes, the notes come up. So he was joined to TA last year, and just looking through the officer notes. See, this is somebody I'm considering to bring back into my own unit. So I want to read the officer notes, and if I see anything I don't like in there, like this guy's a troublemaker or whatever, I can say, yeah, I don't think so, But anyway, he left. He was discharged honorable because he couldn't make practice times, and Volcor thought it was appropriate to give him an honorable discharge. That's good enough for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to his edit page, and we're going to click on reinstate. I'm going to pick a unit. So this is my unit, GRP, EU, and NA, the European and North American battalions, but Ghost Recon Phantoms is my unit. So your unit will show up here, and all of the various units within your division. So we're going to reinstate him to the EU division in Alpha Squad. Right there. Now this is a message that will go to him, the top box. And in the officer's notes, HD is a shortcut for honorary discharge. So I've picked the squad to put him in there. We're just going to go ahead and click on reinstate. And yes, I'm sure. So he is now there. I'm going to go ahead and look at the unit. I'll reload this. This is the European battalion. Reload this page. He should show up in here. There he is. He's been reinstated. So the next thing is, when you're doing a reinstatement, you need to have anyone that's been reinstated. So if I go look at this inactive list, it says 0, but that's just because the site is taking a minute to update. I'm willing to bet that Axiom Prime is now going to show up on the inactive list. And there he is. This is because he's just been reinstated, and his account in the database on ta.net is, to quote Ekis, weird. So what we need to do is have Axiom Prime reset his email address and generate a new TeamSpeak token. And those two things will get him off of the inactive list and get his account back into order. So I'm going to send him a message here. And I'm going to make it fill up the page. I'm going to send him instructions on how to do that. This is something that I do on a regular basis. So I have some text that I copy and paste in here. Alright, so let me go over here. You can pause this and read this. These are instructions that I send to anybody that's been reinstated. Copy that. Paste it. And I'm going to go back and change it here. I'm going to go down. Password is still accurate as of today. You'll need to make sure that that's accurate for you. And since he's a European player, he'll have a 2 in his call sign. And his call sign should be Axiom Prime space GRP space 2. Okay, so rereading through this, making sure I haven't missed anything. Alright, that's correct. So these are instructions for him on how to fix everything. I'm going to send that to him now. And that's that. He's reinstated. And as I also mentioned a minute ago, I look at my inactive list because it's something that, as a DO and a DC, you should be keeping an eye on. Axiom Prime is in there. Once he fixes that, actually Alante MPLS is also a recently reinstated member, but he's in a different battalion. If I just look at the inactive list for the North American side, you'll see Alante shows up, but Axiom doesn't. So anyway, yep. Once they reset their email and generate a new TS token, that fixes this condition. Anytime you see this no account existing in your inactive list, you need that member to reset their TeamSpeak token and reset their email address, and that will fix it. That is reinstating a member. Minion checking out.